Hi friends, welcome back. So, a couple of weeks ago, I went to UFO night at a New Mexico United soccer match, and I did a really fun makeup, and I was smart, and I filmed myself doing that really fun makeup. So, today I'm going to show you what I did. Unfortunately, I don't have any photos or videos or anything beyond the footage I took of me doing the makeup. So my hair's not done. I'm not fully united out. It's just the makeup, but it's still pretty cool and I really like how it turned out. So let's check it out. Ignore that. That's a future video. So, like I said, it was UFO night at New Mexico United, and usually for the theme nights, there are some people who will they'll like dress up, do like cosplay stuff, or they'll do some sort of a fun like face paint or makeup or whatever. And I've been to a few of the theme nights, but I don't generally have time or the gumption to put together a whole makeup look like this. This time, I had actually been planning on going to this game for, I think, a few weeks, maybe close to a month, not quite a month, maybe 3 weeks, we'll say 3 weeks ish. And so I had a little bit more time to plan and to have ideas. And my friend, who was not even going to the game, actually ended up talking me into doing this kind of fun makeup. I was going with a whole group of friends from church and my brother and a couple of his friends. And there were going to be, I think 15 of us was what we ended up with. And I knew nobody else was going to do anything like this, but I still thought that it would be just a lot of fun to play with. So I ended up ordering some water activated eyeliners from Amazon. I didn't want to use my super nice makeup for anything like this. But I wanted to be able to get that nice crisp line that you can get with like a water activated eyeliner or a liquid eyeliner in general. I just didn't want to have to use my nice ones on something this bold. So I got those, and I actually, the night before filming this, I filmed a different video where I was trying out this makeup just to see if I would like have enough time to do the whole makeup the next day, or to do, I don't know, to do exactly what I was thinking of doing. I wanted to do a trial run. You know how it is. So I did a trial run and it turned out okay, but it wasn't exactly what I was going for. And then the lighting just wasn't great. I have this whole lighted vanity mirror, obviously, but I think in the evening, just the standard light in my bedroom, which is obviously where this is being filmed, was just not really up to snuff. So I just kind of look yellowy orange, and I didn't love it. So this video that you're watching right now is actually the day of the game that I'm filming this. I think this is the morning of, because I was also, so I got my friend to come to the longest day ever with me, because Flick's Brewhouse in town was also showing the Fellowship of the Ring extended on the same day as the United game. And when I saw that they were showing Fellowship of the Ring, I just automatically bought tickets. And I had already gotten the tickets for the United game, so I didn't really look at the dates. I didn't look at the times. I just got tickets and then went, oh, this is going to be the longest day ever. And I ended up having to wear my super funky United makeup to the theater. So I felt like I looked like a servant of the dark in my very black, very dark makeup at the Fellowship of the Ring. So that was fun. Nobody said anything, but it just kind of felt weird. Anyway, in regards to the makeup itself, I used the water activated eyeliner to do my eyebrows and kind of mark out the lines of where I wanted to go with this. It did actually help that I had done a pseudo trial run the night before just to figure out exactly what I was doing and a little bit more of like what techniques to use where. I thought that that was super useful, super beneficial, really helped me figure out what exactly I was doing. But so I used the water activated eyeliner for the eyebrows and kind of just marking out exactly what I was doing. And then my eyes can be pretty sensitive to new formulas that they haven't tried before, and because I'd never gotten this eyeliner before, I didn't want to put that super close to my eyes for the most part. So I ended up putting on just my usual eye primer and then using a black eyeshadow. I believe I used one from Buxom and then my usual one from Concrete Minerals. Both of those work really well and they stick really nicely, especially with that primer. So I felt like that was just going to be the easiest way to do it and make it come out a little bit better. And when you see me glance off to the side like that, you can see I've got a reference photo on my phone that I am referring to try to figure out exactly how I want to do this. The photo that I had only shows the front of the gal's face, so I kind of had to play with what I wanted to do on the sides. And because I have bangs and I have a pixie cut, I wasn't being super duper particular with the two sides because I knew for the most part they were just going to end up being covered by my hair anyway. But I did end up going with this kind of, it almost looks like I have a mask on, which is pretty fun. It wasn't exactly what I was going for, but I did get a lot of compliments on it, and I think it came out really nice in the end. So I'm happy with it. It was a process, and it wasn't 100% what I thought I wanted, which, that makes a big difference. So I keep having to stop and kind of look at it and be like, do I even like where this is going? I did end up actually having to cut down a bunch of this video because there's a lot of times where I have to stop and look at it and decide if I even like this, if I want to keep going, if I want to make huge changes. I think I cut this down by about half, and I even left in some of my puttering and hemming and hawing, like this section right here. I'm just kind of, what am I doing? I do think that it was a really fun little experiment. I was actually recognizing that I haven't done a makeup video on the channel in a really long time. But I also haven't really been doing the super unique makeup. I've just been doing my everyday stuff. So I don't know if this is something that you guys would like to see more of, if you guys are interested in the makeup videos, if you want to see more funky looks like this, I would be happy to just throw something together for fun. I have these water activated eyeliners now, so I can do some more unique looks without wasting some of my nicer product, as it were. So if this is something that you guys enjoy, please let me know in the comments, because I had fun doing this. Obviously I was going to do it whether it was for a video or not, but it also just felt like a good opportunity to do a makeup video for you guys since it's been so long. So again, like I said, I'm using the water activated eyeliners to get that kind of crisp edge, but then I'm going in with my, I believe this is an Urban Decay pencil, to get super close to my eye because I don't want to use a new product that I've never put next to my eye, where I wear this eyeliner nearly every day. My standard black eyeliner is this one. And I had thought about doing the yellow, because I got a yellow water activated one as well. I thought about doing yellow kind of on top of this, but I had to, again, kind of limit that because I didn't want to irritate my eyes by the end of the day. So now here I am just taking a quick brush and I'm getting the residue of the black eyeshadow off of my face. I generally will put my eyeshadow on wipe off my face like this, and then I'll do my foundation, which is what I'm doing right here. I never put foundation on my forehead anymore, and I rarely ever put foundation on my nose. It is basically just to color correct a little bit on my cheeks and then give me a little bit of sun protection. I don't do a ton with foundation anymore. I probably could get away with not really using it, but you know, you just kind of get used to it, so you do it. And I didn't want to not do it, so there's my foundation, and then go in with a little bit of a setting powder just to make sure I don't look super greasy by the end of the day. This one actually works really well. Both this and the foundation are from Araza, so they're really good ingredients, super natural ingredients. Like, you can read it and you know what pretty much everything on that list is without having to Google it, and they just work really nicely. So I did that, and I very clearly forgot to do my blush at this stage, so I'm gonna have to do it later. Not ideal. 100% should have done my blush right after doing my foundation, but oops, and we move on. So now I've got a different little eyeliner brush, and I'm doing that yellow. And I had thought about doing a lot more of these little yellow touches, but yellow is so pale, and I'm decently white, so the yellow wasn't showing up quite as much as I wanted it to. I had to kind of work to make it pop. I do think that it worked in the end, but I was having to do like 2 to 3 layers of yellow just to make sure that it was really showing up on my skin. Even when it was on top of the black, it just kind of looked like that was my skin tone peeking through. I do have yellow undertones, so that makes sense. So the yellow was a little bit of a challenge, but the team is black and yellow, so you gotta do what you gotta do. At this point, because I'm going back and forth between adding black and adding yellow, I am starting to have to question everything even more and really having to look at that reference photo and decide exactly what I want to do. So like here you can see I'm kind of mapping out what I'm about to do with this color right before I do it. I wanted to leave in a few of those just so you could kind of see my thought process. Because even when you're working with a reference photo like I was, it does really help to just kind of get an idea in your head and kind of illustrate it without necessarily doing it. So just making the motion on your face to kind of give your eye the idea of what you're about to do. I do that with painting too, when I have, as Bob Ross would call, a big decision to make. I will kind of flourish it with a dry brush just to get an idea of what exactly I want this next brush stroke to look like. And that honestly makes it a lot easier to make that brush stroke, make it come out really nicely. And then I can decide before putting that brush stroke in if that is actually what I want to do or if it's not exactly what I was going for. So, highly recommended thing to do if you've never done that before. I do think that doing the black and yellow was a solid challenge for me. I haven't really messed a lot with yellow in general. I do wear yellow eyeshadow sometimes, but not generally this like vivid neon yellow. I have a butter yellow, and then I have like a canary yellow that I'll wear, but I usually will just wear it on my lid. I don't do eyeliners with it. It's not like an accent color. So trying to do the yellow in a way that pops, in a way that makes sense for the soccer game and for UFO night. I think I was going for something like, I wanted something a little bit alien-y, but not too alien-y. I don't know. I had a really hard time deciding exactly what I wanted to do. And like I said, everyone that I saw absolutely loved it. I got a ton of compliments on the makeup. But in the moment of doing it, and even like looking back on it, I'm going, what were you even supposed to be? So I don't think that I really had something that I was trying to be. I think I just wanted to do a cool makeup. And to be fair, when I go to United Games, I always do black and yellow eyeshadow. I will do my entire outfit in black and yellow, but I'm not normally doing something this big or this bold. I just do kind of my usual everyday look, but instead of having various colors, it is purely black and yellow. And I think it comes out really nice and it looks really pretty. And I, again, always get compliments on that too, because there's not a lot of people that know how to put black and yellow together in a way that is flattering. And at this point, I've just done it enough times that I know how to do it. I think the first few times that I did it, it didn't come out great either. But again, practice makes better. And once you've done it more than a couple of times, you'll get good at it, and then you'll figure out how to do it on yourself. Which honestly is the same with doing these big, bold makeup looks as well. Once you've gotten used to doing a few of them, even though I haven't done one of these in a really long time, once you've gotten used to doing them, whether it was recently or in the past, it's not really something you forget how to do. I don't know how to ride a bike, but I would assume that it's like what people say about learning to ride a bike. Once you learn, you don't forget. It's really the same thing with doing makeup, whether it's normal everyday looks or super intricate looks or really intense, unique looks like this one. Once you have learned how to do it and you've figured out how to do it and you've figured out how to do it in a way that is flattering for your face, you're not really going to forget how to do that. Your hands will retain that muscle memory of this is where we put these kinds of colors to make our eye look like this, and this is how we put these kinds of colors to make our eye look like this. It's that kind of thing. The funny thing to me with my makeup, and I have experimented greatly with this, but the funny thing to me is that I have really large eyes in general, and if I am not wearing eye makeup, my eyes actually look bigger. So when I'm putting on eye makeup, I am actually just making my eyes look smaller. Not like a lot smaller, but definitely smaller. My eyes already look really big, and they are really big. So when I add a bunch of dark colors and a bunch of eyeliners, I am actually, while I'm drawing attention to my eyes, I am also kind of shrinking my eyes into a size that I find flattering. Not that I don't like my eyes in the first place, because I do like my eyes, but you know, you get used to what you get used to. So at this point, I am kind of adding in some slight finishing touches. I'm trying to get the bridge of my nose to look a little bit more normal. I also, because I have to wear this for the entirety of the day and it's a bright day, I need to be able to wear sunglasses without those sunglasses ruining my makeup. So the reference photo that I'm using actually has a lot more makeup over the bridge of the nose, and I made a very conscious decision to kind of scoot that design up a little bit to be more up between the eyebrows than actually like across between the eyes, purely because I wanted to be able to wear my sunglasses while driving my friend and I to the game and then back home, well, to the movie and then back home and into the game and then back home again. So there are those things you have to take into account as well. So here I actually ended up, and this is the one part where I slightly regretted having bought the water activated eyeliners, because I forgot just how well these eyeshadows do if you water activate them. But I ended up using my Concrete Minerals black eyeshadow and mixing it with a little bit of water and using that over the bridge of my nose, and it came out so nicely. It looked gorgeous, and it stuck. It stuck super well. It didn't want to come off. That was the part that I had the hardest time getting off my face at the end of the night. So in that regard, I do slightly wish that I had just gone with the Concrete Minerals for all of that, because on my temples by the end of the evening, the color was starting to blur a bit. So I do kind of wish I had just done that, but the yellow worked out really well using the water activated eyeliners, and in the long run, I don't regret buying them, and I have a bunch of colors now, so I have a bunch of different stuff that I can play with, and which is why I was mentioning if you guys want to see more interesting looks like this, we can do that. Oh, and here I am adding my blush that I should have added a long time ago, after having added the heart to my cheek. See, none of this was done in order. I don't know what happened. This is what happens when you're kind of in a hurry and also texting someone and also putting your makeup on and waiting for your friend to arrive. So again, finishing touches, adding on my mascara. I did consider at this point whether or not I even needed mascara, because you can't see my eyelashes in the first place, but not putting it on just felt wrong, and it felt like I didn't have eyelashes at all. They were super invisible, and I didn't want to look like I just didn't have eyelashes. So we went with mascara, and we will even add my false eyelashes that I generally wear. I actually talked to my friend about this at the game, and she was like, "Oh, you are wearing eyelashes. I never would have seen them." And I was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have bothered. In the moment, though, it seemed like the right thing to do. This was very much a really fun experiment to me, and it was a really fun way to see that my initial thought of like, it's like learning to ride a bike. If you've done it once, you can do it again. To see that that really held true, and that I could, in fact, still do a really fun makeup like this without having to do that much practice. It was just really nice. It was really fun to play with this and to see that I could kind of stretch my creativity in the makeup direction again. I really enjoyed it. I hope that you guys have really enjoyed watching me do this funky makeup, seeing me make a whole bunch of faces in a mirror, and listening to me drone on and on about my makeup. Like I said, I think it came out really nicely. I did end up doing a black lip liner and a gold lip gloss, but I didn't actually end up wearing it to the game, because so I wore it to the movie, and about halfway through the movie my lips kind of started itching, and I was like, oh, so I just skipped it by the time we did the game. Plus, you have to do clear bags for the game, and I don't own a clear bag, so it's more a matter of what all can I shove in my pockets, and I really didn't want to have to bring a lip gloss. So in the end, it worked out for the best. I do like how the look looked with the lip look, but again, not super necessary, so it's alright. It's alright. I do regret not getting any pictures at the game, or any video at the game, or anything. It was such a busy and stressful day that I think I just completely spaced getting anything like that after taking these videos in the morning. But at least you got this, and you got to see my fun and funky UFO look, which again, I really hope that you guys enjoyed. If you do want to see more makeup looks from me in future, please just let me know. If you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments, and I don't know, maybe I'll do them. We will see. But for now, please enjoy the final last looks at my United UFO makeup, which again, I really think turned out well. Oh, I am gonna add one finishing touch. So I couldn't not do the heart on my cheek. I wasn't going to. but I had to add it in, and then at the last second, it occurred to me to put this tiny little touch of the yellow eyeliner in there just to add a little bitty highlight, which you probably can't see in these shots, but I promise it looks really nice. It added that nice little zhuzh that this look needed. Again, I am really happy with this, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Please let me know in the comments what you think, and I will see you in a couple of weeks with a brand new video. We'll see which one it is. Thanks, guys.